Welcome to English Story Hub. Learn English through fun stories. Improve vocabulary, listening, and speaking skills. Like, subscribe, and keep learning with us.
The Paper Boat. Once, in the little village of Grebridge, there lived a boy who believed paper could float forever. He had read it in a book somewhere, how paper boats were folded from dreams and set to sail on puddles, creeks, and garden streams. They didn't need sails or rudders, only belief. One bright spring afternoon, the boy, whose name was Eli, stood by a muddy stream that ran behind his grandfather's cottage. The water was sluggish, cloudy with spring melt and silt, but it moved just enough to carry something small. So Eli knelt in the grass, pulled a page from his drawing pad, and folded it carefully, one crease at a time. He didn't write anything on it. No name. No wish. Just a boat. He gave it a gentle push into the water and watched. The boat bobbed, turned once, then caught the stream's lazy pull and drifted away. Eli waited for it to stop. Get caught. Sink. It didn't. It disappeared around the bend and never came back. Years passed. Eli grew taller, then lean. His voice deepened. His father died in a mining collapse. His mother wept in the quiet way women in Grebridge did. In the kitchen, while kneading bread. Eli left home at 16 to work on the docks of Merrport. His hands grew calloused from nets, knots, and salt. He learned the sea's moods and the smell of storms before they came. At 19, he joined the crew of the Starling, a merchant vessel bound for southern coasts. By 22, he was its helmsman. But something always tugged at him. Something about that boat. That tiny, silent moment by the stream. The way it vanished. It wasn't until he was 30, during a sudden storm in the coral deep, that the memory truly returned. The sky had torn open like a wounded beast, rain howling sideways. The Starling cracked against a hidden reef. The mast snapped. Sails ripped like paper. The crew scattered. Eli held on. And then, the sea took him. When he woke, he was alone. No island. No wreck. No birds. Only driftwood beneath him and an endless sky above. Salt burned his lips. His arms trembled. He whispered his mother's name. Then his father's. Then no names at all. Just prayers. That night, if it could be called that, for the sky refused to darken, something bumped against his hand. Softly. Delicately. He opened his eyes. It was a paper boat. No larger than his palm. But glowing. A soft, warm light pulsed from its folds, as if the sun itself had curled into its paper belly. Eli stared. He didn't speak. He simply reached out with cracked fingers and cradled it. The moment his skin touched the glowing paper, the sea stilled. The wind dropped. The sky closed its roar. And beneath him, the driftwood began to sink. But Eli didn't drown. The paper boat grew. Its light expanded, unfolding like a blooming flower. What was once small and fragile became sturdy and shaped like a vessel, still paper, but stronger than steel. Eli climbed in, and the boat began to move. It sailed not over the sea, but through it. The water parted for it, gently and reverently, like it remembered him. No oars, no sail, no sound. Only the soft glow of the boat and the boy Nauman sitting in it, hands open on his knees, heart quiet. He didn't know how long he traveled. Time drifted around him like mist. Sometimes the sky above was starless. Sometimes it shone with 100 moons. He saw creatures swimming below the water, shapes older than whales, fins edged with silver, eyes the size of wagon wheels. They didn't harm him. They bowed, as if they remembered the child who had once sent a paper boat into a muddy stream. Then came the river. He didn't notice the change at first, only that the water had narrowed, that the air smelled of soil, that birds began to sing, real birds, not sea chasers or gulls, but robins and sparrows. The paper boat turned one last bend, and there, ahead of him, stood the bank behind his grandfather's cottage. Unchanged, unedged. The same crooked tree leaning over the stream. The same stone Eli had once stood on. He blinked. He was a boy again. 10 years old. Shoes muddy. Hands clean. And behind him, the cottage door opened. Eli, his mother called. Supper. No time had passed. Not 1 second. The paper boat, glowing softly in the stream, slipped from beneath him and floated on, as if it had never left. But Eli knew better. He touched his chest. His heart beat not like a boy's, but like a man's who had sailed far, seen storms, and come home.